is that one. I think we leave out a couple of screws. There's not much else really. Lucky for us, you can get away with one screw, I reckon, in this because they're there. It's got a rear clip, which is good. Which means I'd probably screw it in this corner. Okay, nice. Get away with that. I'll put the switches back in. I wish we had this quick release or hot swappable construction on all Optomex. That'd make it a bit more tasty. Might tempt me a bit more then. The world's tiniest side buttons. Well, they're not actually, but put these in for this time. We'll take them out later. Next version. So we'll do it with and without these in. Leave the label off. I mean, that's it, right? You're looking at pretty much death how to put that together. Not much to it. Probably one of the easiest mice at the minute to take apart. Can't remember how much they are. What, they're like $80 or something? 80 UK pounds. So there you go. That's what we've got left. A couple of screws because it doesn't need any. You get a little bit of a rear gape on it, but you could glue that if you wanted. I generally don't push it too much. Got the skates actually. Let's put them on. Razor skates are getting pretty decent these days, so it's a bonus. Let's check what the weight is. I think UK it's like 79, I think. Soups I can't remember, to be fair. Okay, 53 grams. Interesting. Have we got so light? It's 57 grams. It's more weight than I expected to get out of it. So maybe it could be the cable playing on it, because yeah, the tools are weighing with the cable. The cable can manipulate, as you can see, the weight. So it's probably, I'd say, about 55. Probably took a gram or two out of it. I think it's probably more. That's probably more like the realistic weight. The cable playing, so maybe a gram, 2. You took the side buttons out. That's another reason for liking wireless mice. You get true weight. If you don't want to use them, you can live without some side buttons because you're crazy. So you know, it still turns the same weight. Turn the cable around a bit. 53, 54. You could also cut them out the shell if you want to make it a bit more destructive. I won't do that, but the side buttons themselves, so it's in the teardown, is gram 3. So yeah, a little bit. So let's now chop out some more of the base and stuff. See what the weight we can get out of it. So now a non, I guess what you call it, you can't put it back now, we're going to chop it now. Don't want to get much. We shall see. Specs on. So the first thing we're going to take out is definitely this DPI button, power button. We don't need that. Oh, weight do you think we're going to get it down to? It'd be nice to get it to 50. I think that'd be pretty decent. I think Razor's done a pretty good job. It's going to make it difficult to get it below that, but you never know. Late 40s would be pretty nice. Given its size, like 128 in size is pretty big. It's a bit of a beast. It's better weigh this actually. I forgot to weigh it. So you get an idea. I think it's 11.3 or something. To cut out all these extra ridges. I don't know why they put these ridges in it because you don't need them. Put a project number in it. Oh yeah, there we go. I forgot about that. He always puts a project on the base, and this one is Project Ultra, I think it is. Can't get a show. Is it Ultra? Latter, maybe? I think it's Project Latter. Litter. It's L-I-T-A. Can't quite see it. 12, I think it is. Oh no, T2. There you go. Let the chopping begin. Don't need that. Getting one of these in, Stevie. Yeah, you didn't like the V3, did you? 3 of them or something? The setup's still in temporary mode at the minute. I'll be streaming the reconstruction. Hopefully by this weekend, I think. It's got a few more things to get out of the way, a few more mice to do for people. Get them out to people, shipped, and then I can focus a little bit more. Got a bit of time off my RL job now, so next few weeks you can see me stream most days, I think. Probably in the daytime of it. UK low. I might start Bearded Bob's documentary. I don't know what we call it. But me like showing my day-to-day stuff, like to do YouTube and stuff. Maybe do some website stuff. That kind of things. Be interesting, I think. But we'll test it anyway. See if you like it. A Bob's life, exactly. I fancy it, I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't think you want to see me go play golf, do you? What old man now? But definitely more around here, like doing modding and my stuff, reviews, and like filming some of the stuff, bits like that. Do some pre-roll and stuff. Be a bit more like community, a bit more involved. How fat I hit it to my elbow. Get better at striking now. My elbow is just about recovering. I've still got RSI. Oh, it's not RSI, isn't it? It's like tennis elbow. Where is it? Getting like, it's like here in my arm, my elbow. So I have to like, the physio's been telling me to like rotate my wrist like that. Hello. Try and straighten out a bit. We'll see. He's trying to get my swing right. We'll see. But my arm's feeling a little bit better now. And my arm's recovered from being smashed to pieces as well. We'll see. I feel a bit weird filming myself outside the house, you know what I mean? Yeah, a bit of pronation. But definitely expect to see a lot more, like, with me doing stuff around here and stuff. Around here. See me do more stuff, like, around the room and stuff. Got to put my sound foam up and things this week. Should be cool. Break my back carrying desks around. Be careful on this one not to split the bottom because it's quite thin. So when you cut these, because I'm going to glue the rear, you want to be careful not to overly cut them too close, otherwise it can damage the base. We had to do it on the HSK, I can't remember, we did something like that, didn't we? We damaged it. Okay, probably trim out some of this. Get the drill out in a bit. Take this off actually, it's LED. This is not finished. We have not finished with you yet. These are hard to hold, these Tamiya ones. But they're a bit more delicate on I guess more fragile plastic. Not as brutal as the other ones. Being these ones. But these are £5, $5, and these are like $45.50, and the tips break. You can break the ends off quite easily because they're quite thin. So these are more for like modelling right now. Excuse me. Got to take apart Borges and Frank P's X2 as well soon. Also X2s. Have a look. See what they're like inside. Choking to pardon me. I reckon we can take out some of the rear skate. We'll take a bit more out. The front's a bit more tricky. So next we'll have to drill it. You can see what we've done so far. Which is it way now? Wrong camera. So So took about a gram off it, I guess. Looking at that. I get 2 grams out of the base. Now the shell. Was it 28 grams before? Yeah, 29, but it's got all the buttons and stuff, so kind of more acceptable. I think we'll be able to take out some of these bits, some of the ridges. It's difficult to work in here because of the amount of things that are riveted. So let's take this out. There's no removable rear panel like the old days, the old Vipers and stuff. The old DAs used to be 2 shell, didn't they? Used to have like an inner shell. They now they made it 1 shell, like an in shell and an out shell, like these Zowies. So look at where my screen was going to go next. It's got to be more interchangeable switches and stuff, I think. Once you've gone past the 4K wireless and stuff like that. We'll have to see. I'm missing The Last of Us as a TV show at the minute. I was always enjoying watching it. I was having my tea, but nothing to watch at the minute. Watched some. It's like on up at Lower Deck or something, some yachting thing. It's been meant like for proper like dramatic drama people on it, like living on boats and trying to like do service and stuff, but proper trash I watch. But got the Golf Masters, I think that's probably the other thing I'm going to watch recently. And that's been watching much. Missy wants to go watch the new Scary movie, Scary, whatever it is. I've seen all of them. So. Remaking another one, I don't know. Which is slower, QCK heavy or GSR? GSR, mate, I would say. My found. Things like mid for me. Gonna go watch the D&D film next week, I think. Was it what? The dungeon one? The jet. I think I saw the cinema was Maverick. Which is badass if you've not seen it. Even though as an old school Top Gun fan. Proper retro. It plays into that kind of vibe. I like it. Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, well the missus wants to watch Scream. So maybe we'll watch, maybe I can attempt to watch Dungeons and Dragons. Maverick's mint. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Mint, I love it. Tell you're British. Death had a V3 Pro or what, this one? I think this one, mate. This one I would have. And I normally favour wireless, but I don't like the way the V3 Pro is built. This is not much better, but this feels slightly better. I think Razer's changed something. I just need to compare the shells. The V3 is not. I'm a hater of the V3 Pro. Pulsar X2. Ooh, what a cool. Pulsar X Lite. There's 2 differences really, isn't there? Is the X2 has got the LAX switches or LXA switches, I don't know which way around it is, which are not very good on the side. But this one's using the micro side switches, which is slightly better. Which would I pick? Over the Death Adder V3, I'd pick the Pulsar X-Lite. But over, I'd probably pick this 8K over the Pulsar Lite. It's tricky because that's wireless, I don't know. They are tricky to pick. But I'd probably pick this one over the Pulsar X-Lite, and I'd pick the Pulsar X-Lite over the Death Adder V3 Pro. I'm not a fan of Razer's button setups though. So this one feels workable, let's call it. Get you closer. Excuse me. Damn. Yeah, Maverick's good. I'll have to watch the new D&D then. I've not seen that one. Interesting. So there's not much we can take off this. I'm quite looking forward to drilling out some of this front bit and seeing how hollow it is. That's definitely coming along. It can be a bit tricky there, that's anything. It's also a lot cheaper there, Pulsar X-Lite. But I get the V2 one, which you picked anyway, didn't you? So just the side buttons on the Pulsar, I think it's a little bit dodgy. Not dodgy, but they're not ideal, but then they're not the best on this, so. What's the best ergo mouse? There's not many options, really. It's probably going to be the Pulsar or the DA. I don't think I can tell you what else there is that's even viable. Maybe a Zowie, but they're so far behind. In terms of tech, like sensors and stuff, you can't really class them at the minute, I don't think. I'd say it's probably either this 8K one from Razer or the Pulsar V2 X-Lite. Tell you what else has come out recently. Remind me of some other mice. I don't think there is any ergos. They're only ambies at the minute. Seem to be. Like G-Wolves haven't released any ergo, has it? They're all ambies. Anything else? It's quite a small market for ambies. Oops, sorry. Turn off ambies for ergos. Right. We're running out of stuff to chop on this. So Pure, you built your fajitas. Built them? If you made your fajitas. Your fangitas. Set any new world records to get to work yet? Oh, you're starting to whip up and cook, you know. You found the motivation. Oh, you done all the prep work. Damn, man, it's a lot of chopping. What you got then? What you got in your fajitas? Bit of peppers. Chicken, obviously. Bit of the old spice. Onion. I should put in it rice, but that's probably later. What it looks like so far. We get this below 50 grams, it would be pretty sweet. That's with the side buttons. I'd definitely go below 50 without them, but we're going 3 red peppers, 2 yellows, sweet onion, and 5 chicken breasts. Oh yeah, boy. you're going for like sour cream, bit of cheese, bit of rice. Some guacamole. So Bob just tuned in. Anything interesting you found in this puppy? This puppy baby? Not really. It's pretty standard. It's quite a small construction. This is all it is really. I mean, there's obviously a few chop bits, but it's not much to it. And the shell is basically one piece. Everything's riveted. So mains are riveted. Side buttons are riveted. So not ideal. My stream just stopped. Sorry if it hasn't. iPad just froze. My phone's still working. We're still alive. No rice, but I got some solid cream. Nice. Think you can shave off some G's? Yeah, definitely. We've already shaved 2 off, but we're probably going to maybe get 5 off it. It's pretty well optimized by Razer, I think. You know, I don't think we're going to get much more out of it in terms of that, but we'll see. My iPad that's just bombed out. I think that's right. One sec. I think my stream is fine. I think it's just my goddamn iPad. POS. But yeah, maybe a couple of G's. This is 28. We took out quite a bit of the rear. I took a gram or 2 out of it. Probably take off this clip. And this clip. Which I've just basically chopped off anyway by pulling the whole rear out. I just didn't cut off in the first place. But yeah, nothing too special. Pretty similar. It feels slightly better than the V3 Pro, I would say. But yeah, there's nothing fantastic. If anything, Razer's making the mice more and more simple. Logitech's still way ahead in terms of build quality. Razer's almost making theirs like other competitors in the market, using cheaper methods to build them, I think. So yeah, my stream's still working because my iPad's messing up. This is shit. 1 second. Fuck off. Keeps touching my side of my iPad onto my solder case and turns it off. Specs are sick though. Kind of hate the shape. 8K is good. Yeah, this is definitely worth looking at as you want an ergo. That's what I would say. But I'd also look at the pulsar. But 8K, so that might swing it for you if that's what you like. I'm still not convinced about 4 and 8K. Yeah, I'm sure maybe you can tell a micro difference, but it's not a game changer for me. It's not setting the world on fire just because suddenly you know, suddenly 8K's come out. I don't think you know it's much difference. You played every single day, maybe an excessive amount, and you're a really high level, then you might. Fuck off. Not you, the iPad. Hang on. But can't chop much more out, I don't think, inside the shell. That's probably it, maybe. Maybe this little bit actually around the buttons here we'll try and do. One sec. See which I'll lean in. Fuck off. Haven't switched to this mouse today. If I flick hard cursor gets to the other monitor in split second. Oh yeah, I keep having that problem. Valorant's been doing that to me. I flicked it. I'm on a single screen at the minute, so it keeps flicking to my other monitor. I don't know why. Same problem. It's driving me insane. It just doesn't do anything for me because I'm used to having triple monitors. So I don't know why we can't lock the cursors into the screen better. Don't think the actual polling should cause that problem though for you. Turn this off. Yeah, finally. Just give me a sec. Let's reboot my iPad. But yeah, it's a pain, especially when it tabs out. Especially when I've been running like I'm on full screen and stuff like that, and it's still like going through it basically and just freaking knocking off my basically it's like tabbing me out or just making it so I'm clicking on my other screen at the same time. I guess I think about my monitor layout and how I use different like multiple screens. You'd have thought by now they would have solved this because that stuff's been out so long, like multiple monitors and stuff. It's got to be like I don't know, 15 years and people still can't develop games that don't mess around with the monitors and stuff. It drives me insane. I had the same problem with Call of Duty. It not giving me the right FPS and stuttering when I'm using multiple monitors. All the versions of Call of Duty, multiple monitors, just a pain in the ass. They've started out Cronus, haven't they? Now, have you seen that? Apparently, you can ban it, or they can basically stop. Can stop some of the stuttering and stuff. Not stuttering, like give marshmallow ammo or damage and like things like that. So maybe have a look at the thingy. Like the hoodie, cheers man. We have a different colour in it. Normally in grey, so this was telling me to be a bit more colourful. I have to be careful what I wear now. Got that new camera view. Come out of my Raspberry Nesbit hoodie, like vest, see-through vest. I'm trying to work out if I want to trim out a little bit of these, like strengthening bars. Probably will. They can make it invisible to hackers. That's right, Clinch. Good to see you, mate. You can indeed make it invisible. Marshmallow. I don't know how they know a hacker's there. Maybe they just can detect him and then just disappear. Basically, I don't know. I don't get why they don't just ban him, but maybe it's to just annoy them a bit. So the account's still active, but they get marshmallow damage or stuff like that. Why fix it when you can work on microtransactions? True, yeah, agreed. We can work on getting more revenue. I think maybe what we're seeing here is if they're starting to ban Cronus, I think, what was then? I think they're starting to feel now that maybe it's damaging their revenue, microtransactions, because people must have just dropped off Call of Duty. Right. There was that video about Tarkov, wasn't it? I was always like, fuck that. It's like, just trimming a bit off this bar. Like, Call of Duty is the worst for it. I might go back to Call of Duty if they sort out that Cronus. I actually like Call of Duty. I've always liked Call of Duty. Probably just find the eternal payment system now. Even more OP. I want to see they got 2v2 back in Call of Duty. That's what I need back. And Lowy back on. I wonder if that's returned. Love that mode. SBMM rings a bell. I'm trying to remember what it was. Is it matchmaking? A matchmaking? Got 10 versus 10. Okay. Your mate's loving that. Skill-based matchmaking, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I don't understand the skill-based matchmaking. I like it just going with whoever you play against. No one wants to play like an even level, do they? You want to go in and like, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. Sometimes a fucking elite player comes in and kicks your ass, but sometimes you can be top of the scoreboard. What skill-based seems as it evens it out too much. I don't really like that either. Yeah, I'll do a bit better rank-based, agreed. I've took it 10 versus 10. For a bit of 2-2 though. That tourney mode. So I've just trimmed down this little peg. Just trimmed it. Took all that little strengtheners off it. Always put a bit of reinforcement. Just trying to work out how I get down to these little fans for the mains. Might leave them because they're more like interfering with the main buttons there, but you could probably trim them a little bit if you wanted. I'm probably not going to, but might make a bit more flexible at the top, like on here. If you want to take that risk. Difficult to cut, to be fair. Take this bit off, I think. It's like a little bit that sticks out on here. Trim that. Like that sticks out no more. Could probably thin that slightly. Like a little just on here there's like a little T. You can see it like a little strengthener. Just going to trim basically that off. Like micro bits. It'll be interesting to see what the weight is of this. Might just try and take this last ridge out the back here. I was enjoying Seek and Destroy on Call of Duty last, but there's too much Cronus when I went to it recently. Oh, good night, mate. Cheers for dropping in, buddy. GG. Cronus is gone. He will return. It's still shit. These are hard to get to at the back, yeah. Come back, man. Reckon Microsoft's going to make Call of Duty any better? I think they're going to kill it. Like it needs killing. I think it's already pretty dead. You still playing Shattered Lions there, Pure? Nah, okay. Got a bit bored of it. Okay, not releasing not any updates or anything, or just stored at the minute. What are you playing then? Nothing at the minute. Waiting for something new. What about Battle Bit that Carrot was talking about? Playing that? Is that still in beta though, isn't it, I think? All the finals. How can they have launched the game then if it's supposed to be Feb? Like full release was that Feb as well? It's a long time and it's delayed 2 months. A lot of work to get a little bit of weight on this. Committed. You don't like the thing falling into little bits. That's why you're not confident it's gonna be any good. Now it's failed. Right, I think the shell's done. Let's have a quick weigh. Was it 28? 28.3 or something? Took a gram out of it. Great. Every gram counts. Need to find my mouse fixer. I don't know where it's gone. The mouse fixer. And now we have to draw the base a little bit, tidy up the shell. See what we get out of it. Real, so bitchy. I mean, it's only been a year. Come on. That took him a while though. Probably could take this a little further. I'm going to leave it so I can put a longer skate on it, but you can have dots on it for the weighing. But you can, you need to have a little bit of space for longer skate. But if you didn't want the longer skate, you could take it further up if you wanted. That's what your whole contractor said, Bob. Indeed, mate. Yeah, it'd take a while. Fucking little bastard. Hey, exploit. How do you, mate? See you for a bit. You right? That's what kitchen fitter says as well. 7 months to just finish refitting the kitchen second time now. 7 months later. Need to tidy this up a little bit. It's a bit of a weird shape, but they released the XM2WE though, didn't they? That's decent. I like it, man. But interested to see what the standard X2 is like. I've been working lately. Always the way, mate. Always the way. Glad to hear you still got some jobs going in, mate. Still working good on your. Do you repair watches and stuff like iPhones and iWatches and stuff? Always busy, mate. Me, I tell you. At the minute, my house is nearly done now. So I've just been rebuilding this room, setting up this new setup that's coming in. This is a temp setup in the minute. So we're getting there. Not my camera, I think it's supposed to be more like that. There we go. Phone repairs, tablets, consoles, micro soldering, that's it. Bit of everything, mate. You're in the UK, aren't you, as well? Like the new camera angle, yeah, it's popular, this camera, mate. People are loving this one. There's a few more. I've got a 360 one that spins around above so you can see a bit more, but I'm just say resetting up my desk structures. Can't find my mouse hoover, that's why I'm scraping all the bits together. Yeah, that's right, in North Wales. You're not too far from me, mate, to be fair. Not far. I like going to Chester and stuff for some days out. Slung that across. On your micro soldering, has anyone got an idea for like a camera? I want like a more of a zoomed in. I've got like this zoom, but I fancy like a real zoomed in one for like soldering a bit more. I've got a macro lens that I could put on a DSLR, but it's like some decent kit we could use that could still stream footage, trying to connect it to OBS, I guess. But kind of what I'm looking for. Any ideas? Bus ride to Chester? Yep. Cool Chester, I like Chester, still old school. Wait, like the town is and stuff. Always feels nice, a good cut like that. So for motherboard cameras, we have to use either a camera attached to a microscope, okay, or you can get some specific cameras with attachments to zoom in stupid close, basically like a camera microscope. Yeah, I don't have a microscope. Okay. North Ridge Fix uses a camera set for his microscope. Okay. Is that is he a streamer? Is Bob talking? I am now, mate. I had it muted for you don't go deaf for the drill, that's all. It's all good. It will make your ears bleed. It does feel good taking out a massive chunk out the back. Will it affect the balance? Could do. You could always kind of counter it with some like blue tack or something like putty in there. Got what American people call it. We call it blue tack, which is like, let me show you what blue tack is. Like that. YouTuber. Oh, okay, let me have a look. Can you link his thing on it? Have a look actually. My phone, one sec. You think the PCB transfer would be feasible without too much hassle? It's always hassle. PCB transfers, buddy. Cheers, Exploit. You'll need a custom base. I think I've seen this guy. Have I subscribed to him? No. I'll look at his setup though. I figured as much. See if it's for the end game. Yeah, I think you can definitely do it. You need a 3D printer, I think, mate, to do a base. I'm looking to start doing that stuff next week, maybe the week after. So I've got my new 3D printer. You'll be able to see camera setups and stuff. That stuff's coming. Looks a good channel, that Exploit. I'll take a better look at that, mate. Cheers, buddy. Always like watching other stuff like that, see what they're doing. But yeah, you have to create a 3D base. We'll be doing some more stuff like that on stream. We can build them and edit them and stuff, see what's possible. Welcome, I can link the specific video he talks about his camera setup that he uses if you like. Yeah, please, mate, if you've got it handy. I can dig around otherwise though, it's all good. It could be cool just to get a bit closer. I'm trying to like get a few more angles, but probably see me like soldering like this. Shaking hands. Yeah, future content's in it pretty sick, mate. See it as more like a bit more documentary. No, it won't be. But you'll have like, I've got 4 desks, which I had 3, but now I have 4. I've got a gaming desk, modding desk, B-roll, YouTube desk, and a 3D printing desk. Like, all like built together, so all the cameras will be around this room. Should be good. 3D printing certainly feels like the future for getting personalized mice. It does indeed. It just can be a little bit tricky at the minute, but it's getting close now. Like, you have to like buy mice, like renders off people, I guess, or files, and print your own mouse soon in your house. That's where the market's going. Like, you'll be able to buy like, I don't know, cutlery set, and you'll be able to print the files in your home. You'll have a 3D print instead of shipping it. Shipping will be gone. You'll just be like printing it now. When the printers are decent quality. Like, they are good now, but still a little bit to go, I think. Not far off though. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Choose exploit, appreciate them. I'll have a look later. But yeah, I'll definitely get some more angles. I think I've got 10 cameras, maybe just over, for different angles, but the problem is trying to get enough support to be able to manage all the cameras in terms of like USB ports, and like just getting that up and running basically is a bit more tricky. So that might be the limiting factor. Unless you can use pies, but then you can stream it, but then the quality is a bit low, so we'll see. I think I found a way around it now then. We'll see. Which is why you've got like this camera you're looking at now, and then waiting something else. OBS basically allows you not to activate the camera until you switch to it, which is why you see a little bit of a delay, and that seems to help with multiple cameras, I think. We're in a bit of a testing phase, so. That's what it looks like now. You can maybe take a little bit out. If you start trimming out on this side, we might make it a little bit light on this side. You're going to get this little piece out, and then the side buttons might make it a bit counterproductive. So I'm going to leave that piece in, but it might be some way you want to take a bit of extra weight out if you wanted to. It doesn't bother you too much. Put my feet out the way so they don't get dirty. Yeah, it looks pretty tight, doesn't it, that base? Interesting to see the 3D printed versions versus the cut versions, I guess. So I'm looking forward to seeing. Let's take a picture of this one. So. Or for YouTube, trying to work on my right thumbnail for kind of dismantled ones. So let's put this back together. I mean, there's not much left in here. This is pretty thin in terms of PCB and stuff. It's a nice and easy one to put back together.